Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and we have the Vice President, the OG, the original creator of this book right here, Show Don't Tell, a creature feature. We got Miss Lisa Fidel with us in the house. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, and I just want to put on the record. I just realized it's Pride Month, and I've got my Rainbow Dash necklace on. How perfect is that?
It's perfect. So before we get started and everything, I just want to give a shout out to our newest member who will be joining us in the future. Maybe next week or the week. But Emily, welcome to the team, and we are looking forward to working with you and having you part of this family. We thank you, and we're lagging. Please frame. Frame. Please frame. Show Don't Tell by Lisa. Just so people know I can read, I'm going to open a book and I'm going to read something. Where would you like me to read? Just anywhere?
Look at the first couple pages.
First couple pages. That's awesome.
I wanted to get that on camera.
This book is dedicated to Josh Wynn. Your enthusiasm is just kept me going. Thank you.
There was a bunch of times I was writing and I was just like, no one's going to read this. But I'm just like, but Josh is going to read it. Keep writing.
You almost got me in tears, man. Hey, that's you mentioned ACDC in there. You got some good taste. Chapter 1. I'm going to read the whole book. No. The Monster Maker. Rush Chase said, pointing to Aunt Noah. Sticks, Noah said, pointing at Brian, who should be noted is not a student, but a professor. This is stupid ACDC. Ooh, okay. Brian said, pointing at Tina. Okay.
They're playing an improv game, and it's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
For people who have not read it yet.
Yes. Yeah. I read a rough draft.
You did.
Rough draft was good. So, this right here, I'm going to have this done before the end of the week. Yeah. And this is the following, and we're lagging.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's kind of getting back to normal.
What's up? What's up, Devlin? That's Devlin. He made Halloween Genesis.
Okay.
Good movie. He played Michael Myers, and Marley Arnold was one of the female leads in that movie. And he's got Halloween, I want to say Ultimatus, coming out later this year.
Cool.
If I got that wrong, I apologize.
Let us know in the comments.
That's right. But yeah, no. So this is our first live in a while.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Things been going kind of crazy because you're doing your book.
Yeah.
And now that that's out, you're going to be pushing that, which is phenomenal. Yeah. And we're going to be filming Not There in November. And that's a how has things been? What have you been up to?
Mostly I joined a new gym, so I've been going to the gym a lot. I am trying to move at some point, but my dad is currently moving, so I have to move after he moves. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, mostly just I stay home and write, and I do crafts, and writing's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Trying to find more cons I can do, but those are expensive.
Yes, they are. Speaking of cons, we got Motor City Nightmares coming up soon. So some of the cast of Not There is actually going to be coming up there to meet us in person, and that's going to be awesome. I'm all about getting everyone together. Mm-hmm. So, any questions at all, feel free to ask us. We're here.
We're good at answering questions.
Oh, yeah. And if it's a question I can't answer, I'll leave it up to Lisa. Yeah. No, it's been a interesting year so far because we hit episode 100 on New Year's Eve.
I don't know, that was fun.
And then from February to like the end of March, there was like another 130 episodes filmed. That's crazy. Yeah. But so we're doing the NC-17 awards, and it is not just me who does the NC-17 awards. Don't want everybody thinking this is all Josh's inception. No, there's a group of us, and stuff like that. So, but some winners have already been awarded just for the simple fact because it's a one-person award. But there's a lot of categories with a lot of talented people in there, and it's going to be good. Let's talk about a little bit about Not There.
Let's do it, yeah.
So originally, Not There was going to be a short. And I was like, I'll be happy with a short. But then I woke up and was like, nah, I'm not happy with a short. I want a full-length feature. Then I was like, but I'm not happy with that neither. I want a trilogy.
Hey.
So always think big and go home. So I'm going to run down the cast list real quick so everyone gets a mention in here. We're going to start with Jaslyn Hetler, who's going to be playing Mary. You got Tara Hetler, who's going to be playing Nurse Tara. You got Marley Arnold playing Becky. Chris Ridings playing Mark. Caitlin Skinner playing Detective Myers. Vin Massey playing Detective Law. Anya Lovelace playing Sonia. I'm sorry if I mispronounced anyone's names. Zoe Amber Alacio as D. Yeah. Drew Robinson as Paramedic Reese. Bone Johnson as Brody. Jesse L. Green, phenomenal dude. That he's hands down phenomenal. Everyone's phenomenal, but everyone knows Jesse Green. So he's playing simple Clerk Jesse. Bud Wells, who is a complete surprise to everyone. I know Bud Wells, but he's playing the video store clerk Bud. Shannon Midland is Silver. Carly Sonnenfeld is Charlie. I'm not going to go there. Shonda Rawlings as Bobby Joe. Daniel, not Danielle. Sorry, dude. It's been a long day. Yeah, Daniel Howell playing Joey. Amanda Howell playing Rusty. Brian Rife as DJ. I can say his name and I get instantly, just the dude is so awesome. You got Tara Juliet playing Vicky, and then you got, I'm going to let you say this last one because this is Amanda Howell's dad.
Michael Denny as Mr. Stevie.
That's right. Now, you've met Amanda.
Yep.
I've met Amanda. Amanda's a good person, wholeheartedly. She's awesome. She's part of the Wendigo Pictures family. Oh, we got one viewer. I wonder who it is. I don't know. Oh, okay.
I don't think it's my dad this time because I didn't tell him we were doing this.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, the Not There is a supernatural slasher. I don't want to go too much into detail because I don't want a lot of people knowing everything.
Yeah, fair.
But I will say that it's about a group of friends and some bad shit happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
Isn't that every horror movie ever?
Pretty much. Keep it low key. That's all I want to say. But this is the first in a trilogy, and parts 2 and 3 are actively being written too. And I take some inspiration from you because you wrote this just in, and that was an awesome book. So I was like, I think I've already read it like 15, 20 times, probably more than that. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, it's it's a process that I didn't really firmly grasp my mind around at first, but we're in the thick of it now. We got a full cast, full crew, so but it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So, how is your dad doing? Because you said he's moving.
Yeah, he is moving to Ypsilanti to live near me.
Oh.
That's not why he's moving.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a thing. Well, because I'm moving out of Ypsilanti, so it's like whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I looked at a condo today. It was like maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Super expensive. So.
Yeah. Most of it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so how long did it take you to write the second book?
I think 2 years, but if you read the acknowledgments, you'll understand why it took that long. But yeah, there was those many months I couldn't because I broke my thumb. I couldn't even write, and I don't like doing the voice writing thing.
Oh yeah.
People kept being like, "Why don't you just like narrate it?" I'm like, "Because that's not the way my brain works."
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So,
like if you want a subpar novel, I would do voice to text, but I kind of feel like writing a good book.
hey, I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's something to be said about writing a book. Because I mean, a lot of people they set out to do a lot of things. I'm just now venturing into a journey I've never been in. But when you wrote your first book, what was your initial reaction to writing your first page compared to your last page?
Wow. Yeah, no, honestly, it was just once it started flowing, it just kind of all came out. And that's another trap I get stuck in though, is if the writing's going well, I'm just like, this isn't coming from me, like I'm stealing this or something. Like, how is this just coming out so easily? And then I just like stop and I leave, and then I'm like, and then it keeps going in my head. I'm like, I need to go back and just write this all down.
Oh yeah. No, I want to say though, like, first off, every time we talk about your books, very inventive way of using a recorder. I think I said that in every time we talked about your book.
You never don't say that.
There's a lot of throwbacks to like the 80s and stuff like that, which is cool.
Best era for movies.
Oh yeah. It's I think what it is the passion people have kind of gives them a drive that they didn't know they had.
Mm-hmm.
And you writing a book and then being part of NC-17. I mean, it's a I won't say it's a lot, but on the same hand, two different beasts.
Yeah. And like when I think about all the people I've met through my book, it's like I'm not like famous because I wrote this book, but I made a lot of really good friends through it, which I love.
Oh yeah. So. Yeah. And speaking of which, we met because of your book.
We did, yeah.
So for those who are new, who don't not understand, but who don't know how we met, yeah. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Me and Lisa met at Motor City Nightmares. She wrote a zombie book. Zombies being my favorite genre of horror ever. Bought the book, gave her an interview, and then I think 2 months later I asked if you wanted to join.
Yeah, that's pretty much the thick of it.
Oh yeah, and here we are, ride or die, NC-17. Yeah. Now we're a full-fledged production company.
Mm-hmm.
So and the good thing is we won't be focusing on just movies. Like if people want to come aboard with their own podcasts and stuff like that, they're more than welcome. Yeah. Speaking of podcasts, I'm going to name drop this dude yet again. Clint from the Grease Stained Cinema. How dare you, my friend, post that video? No, just playing. That video was awesome. But you wanted to talk about it. So the one chip challenge, I would strongly suggest if you're going to do that, don't. Yeah, it was just go on YouTube and look at or go on Facebook and look at the video. It was painful. Yeah. But no, Clint's a good dude. He was what's up, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
Oh,
that's the spelling of Brian in my book.
That's right. that dude, Brian Reif, is awesome. He's a good dude. He's our DJ and not there, and he's taken it by the reins and kind of just anytime he gets a chance he talks about it, which is awesome, and I appreciate it. So Brian, Lisa, Brian, Nah, it's Not There is going to be a good movie, but I think outside of movies and books, just getting to know people and stuff like that.
Same, Brian. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, that dude's awesome. But no, I think Nightmares this year, I think it's going to have a different feel.
Yeah, I think. Well, it had a different feel last year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing negative.
No, neither am I.
I mean, last year felt different, but I think.
I mean, things change.
Yeah,
it's understandable.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm excited for Nightmares this year. One, because we get to meet get to see a lot of the people we already know.
Yeah.
Walter is going to be there.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
He's great. Yeah. I actually ran into him a couple weeks ago at a different horror thing I was at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Halfway
cool.
to Halloween. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I was interested in. Hey Ryan. Ryan's a funny dude. I mean, he's a good guy. How you doing, Ryan?
He said howdy. I can tell he's a funny dude.
Oh yeah. I met him through a mutual friend, and we get our GM mode on. We play WWE all the time. Kicks my ass. Look, I admitted it. You kicked my ass. But no, there's a lot going on this year with both you and me, and that's why it's been so long since we did a live.
Yeah.
But I also think that with what's going on is only helping you personally, because I mean your second book's out. Brian and Ryan, that couldn't have gone any better. Please go on Amazon and purchase Lisa's books. You will not be disappointed, and you will figure out awesome ways of using quarters.
They're gonna be like, what? No, it's so interesting to me because when I wrote that for him, that was just literally a throwaway bit. Like I didn't expect that to be a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
I'll talk about it with anybody. Like they're like, "What's an interesting way of getting rid of a zombie?" And we're like, Lisa wrote this thing. No. But nah.
I had to try and come up with other things than that for book 2, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I think what made that so impactful was because that was the same room where my favorite character had that person's last scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what made it impactful.
Yeah. Okay, I feel it. Yeah.
Plus, it's just fucking awesome. So I do want to go a little bit into the people that are involved with Not There, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I definitely 100% want to talk about Vin Massey. This dude, he seems like a good dude. I've talked to him, I've interviewed him. Awesome dude. I mean, phenomenal talent. He's top to bottom what a detective can play. And he kind of gets the joke I have about detective law because, yeah. I can't come up with ways of killing people with a quarter. So. But I'm excited to work with everybody on this film. I don't want nobody to think I'm not. I would be amiss not to mention Brian Rife. I've told him a couple times about his audition, and it was good. And sorry for the close up. I just want to give you the 3D effect. But no, he nailed the emotion that I was looking for, especially for a stoner. And yeah, there's Amanda Howell's involved. Her husband Daniel is involved, and both. Well, we already know Amanda's a good actress, so But one person that I very rarely mention, and it's not a disrespectful thing, it's just I know very little about this person, but it's one of our child actors.
Okay.
And that's Zoe Amber. I'm sorry if I mess up your last name. It is not my meaning. Olazio, I hope. She's playing D. I've seen some of her acting reels. Phenomenal.
Okay.
I mean, hands down, she can hit things with the emotion that I haven't seen in a while. But her and Jaslyn both are child actors in this. They are phenomenal. I will always be a champion for them, and I will always be grateful for them and their families for allowing them to be a part of this. And Lisa's here to actually back this up. I took out the nude scene because there was a nude scene, and I took out all the cussing for the character of Mary, and I changed the character from 19 to 15. There will be none of that in this film for them because there's minors involved. To me, it's always about respect. So, but for our one viewer out there right now, thank you. No. All right, Lauren, you got no, just playing. But no. So let's talk about NC-17 Productions. What do you hope, and what are your expectations for NC-17 Productions?
Well, I mean, you and I are both writers at this point, so I feel like
that's true.
Like we could, each come up with our own scripts, and
Yeah.
for me, like you've been working on your movie, and I have no idea. So hopefully, I can learn from you because I know you've been learning.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I mean, this just in will become that one day. I guarantee you. I will say though, like that quarter scene.
It's got to be perfect, right?
It's got to be perfect, and then that say anything scene has to be perfect. Yeah. But I don't know. I want everyone who sees this eventually to know that we are open to collaborating with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are definitely open that if you need a platform to plug your social medias or plug anything, your movies or anything like that, feel free to reach out to us. I mean, we'll be happy to have you on. Clint, just as much as you have Grease Stain Cinema, you have NC-17 too, my friend. But no, there's a lot of people out there. But for me personally, for NC-17 Productions, I want to see it take its first steps into notoriety.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be cool to like actually see the term NC-17 somewhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And another plug for this book, almost a movie.
It'll be a movie someday. Right?
Show, don't tell. Not shown. Show, don't tell. Jesus, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. A Creature Feature by Lisa Fidel. Why the fuck did I just read your name? I know who the fuck you are.
I mean, it's cool seeing it in print though, right?
That's right. Yeah. So kind of give us a brief synopsis of your first book compared to your second book and how they both differ.
They're pretty different. There's a whole new cast of characters in book 2. I will start with that. But we do go back to the OG cast. But yeah, book 1 is just, I randomly thought, okay, zombie fanatic in the zombie apocalypse. Because, like, I love zombies. I'm like, how would I react if zombies actually happened? I'd probably just lock myself in my bedroom with my dog. Let's be real. So I had, like, that rough sketch in my head. And then I made her a journalist and an editor. And, she's got characterization. Then I was like, yeah, but they all need to have characterization. So I created a whole cast based off of me. Ironically, the character that I ended up most liking the most doesn't come until the end. Yeah, he's a fun time. No spoilers on who it is. And it actually greatly informs book 3 as well, that whole plot point.
Oh yeah.
So book 1, yeah, it's like the first day of the zombie apocalypse, everyone's like, Adrienne, you love zombies, what do we do? And she's like, I don't love the zombie apocalypse for real. So that's kind of the basic plot of book 1. And then there, on top of that, she's trying to like figure out how her husband's doing because he's back home and she's at work. So there's kind of multiple plots going on there. And then in book 2, we meet a group of college kids who do not know that there are zombies, but know something is up. And it's narrated by the zombie virus, though, instead of like from omnipresent perspective. It's just a zombie virus being like, you humans, you think you're gonna be safe? You're so wrong. And then it picks up with Adrienne and her crew in like the second part of the book, and a lot of stuff happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. Well, I will say, in reading the first book, there were certain characters I really did want to cheer for. There was characters I was like,
and then that one chapter happened, right?
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait for you to get a quarter to the head. But you're never gonna live that down.
I know.
But no, it's gonna be good to read the final draft because, like I said, I read a rough draft and book 3. All right, so those out there who don't know, she wasn't even going to write a book 3.
I wasn't even gonna write a book 2 originally.
And then one day she was like, you know what? I already got an idea for part 3. I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I remember I made that huge announcement, like, I'm not gonna be working on book 3 for a while. Yeah, Lisa, you knew that was a lie.
Oh yeah. No, there's it's gonna be good, and you're gonna make a killing at Motor City Nightmares.
Because the people who've been waiting for book 2 for like what, 3 years?
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the pop culture references without giving away too much.
You mean how my one character's personality is Ghostbusters?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tidbit, one of her favorites is Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But I think we draw inspiration from media.
Mm-hmm. 100%, yeah.
As long as it's not the news. We're not a political show, so. But I don't know. I think that the way your book for the first one went, kind of just went to. You had a perfect. I'm always about this. You had a perfect beginning, middle, and end. And then.
I should tell my writing professor that.
I mean, you self-published too, don't you?
Yeah.
Look at that. So you're a one-woman wrecking crew.